start recording, and I've already put parts 1 and 2 up, and then tonight I'll put 3 and 4 up, and I'll create cover photos so you guys know what's what. If you guys need to rewatch or anything like that, or if later you want to share it with your newbies. But tonight we're going to talk about putting it into effect. If you have a pen and paper, it'd be good to have that. If you don't, putting it in your notes should work. But there's a few things I want to go over on how to actually apply it, right? So we've kind of talked about what we're doing. We got the idea. Many of you guys, let me know, drop a 1 in the comments if you started trying to utilize what we've done so far, whether it's like your color scheme, what you're talking about, what you're doing. Perfect. I love it. Okay, so the things I wanted to cover tonight, I'm going to write these down for myself because I didn't have time before, is our scheduling, what to post, how much to post, and how to specifically. All right, so the schedule we have talked about 1,070 times. If you've been on this team, y'all probably have it memorized too. You're probably using it. And this is what I would recommend. If you guys just, let's put a 2 in the comments if you're ever like, I don't know what to post. I don't know what to do today. If you're ever bamboozled, I always go back to my old faithful schedule. So we're going to talk about that first. I'm just going to briefly go over it because we've done entire Zooms about it that I can link if you guys have more specific questions. But there's days that we can go by. So anytime I'm like, I don't know what to post today, I go off whatever day it is. So on Mondays, we call that Money Monday. And I would recommend, if you guys feel like you're at a part where, like at a point in your business where you're kind of starting over, or maybe like you just had to kind of rechart, you have a lot of newbies, or maybe you just got out of some kind of funk, so you're trying to get back into the groove of things, I'd recommend going off this schedule because it works, okay? It just utilizes perfectly, and I'm about to start getting more strict back to it because when I did this is when I was consistently signing both distributors and loyal customers, because I have a tendency, like if I'm doing good at loyal customers, I just drill that, and I'll forget to go back to doing distributors. And then I'm like, holy cow, I need distributors. And then I kind of have to like regurgitate all of that, where if you're consistently doing both, you can consistently sign both. So let's talk about that. So Monday, Money Monday, drop that in the comments. You're going to talk about some way that you actually make money. So those of you who have maybe been able to do other businesses as well, you can talk about like investing in that. Like today, because of my It Works check, like I was able to buy some stuff that I wanted from Lazy Hustler, which is really cool. Maybe some of you guys buy diapers. Anytime you go grocery shopping, clothes for your kids, anything like that, make sure that you're using that as a way to promote your business. It's the easiest thing in the world to do. If you order DoorDash, like I saw a girl today that I follow that's on a different team, she ordered DoorDash and she's like, I'm just so thankful for my business. I get to work from home and I have the extra money to spoil myself with DoorDash. Like it's the easiest things. That's the things that people are really going to relate to, because I can talk about bigger things that I've done, and that might inspire those of you who have the same mindset as me now. Like I could tell you guys some of that stuff and it would be exciting and inspiring if we talked about the bigger things because we're on the same page, right? Does that make sense? We have like gotten out of that employer mindset and we're at the point where we can kind of envision bigger things, you know? But a lot of the people on your Facebook, they're not there yet, right? So you talking about buying a house, buying land, buying a new car, being debt free, they're not relating to that, right? But you talking about, I was able to buy a box of diapers, I was able to buy my groceries, I was able to pay my electric bill, that they're going to relate to. They're going to say, okay, I can do that. I need that. I want that. But a lot of people that are just making ends meet, they're not thinking about buying houses and cars and having $50,000 in the bank, right? We're talking about things that we need right now. So you talking about that on Mondays is huge. Putting gas in my car. I signed the most distributors by putting gas in my car and saying that my business has paid for my gas for 5 years now. Tuesday. Thank you, Katie. That's perfect. Tuesday, talk about it Tuesday. So on Tuesdays and Thursdays, that's talk about it Tuesday, talk about it Thursday, pick a product and talk about it. So I have Fat Fighters on my desk. So Tuesday, I'd get this, I'd talk about it. Right now I can't, but I try to use a product that I can take, that I can show them. I just had McDonald's. I'm going to pop two Fat Fighters. Sorry. I just had to like choke down my dinner. My barbecue's like, ma'am. But if you can show yourself using it, even better. Talk about what it does, and then set some kind of call to action. So leaving a question box like drop fat fighters if you'd like to get these, really making it easy for them to say, oh, that's what it does, and and I want it. Dang, I wish I had my water in here. I might have to go get one in a second. We're going to see. All right, Wednesday, work it Wednesday. So Zooms like this. That's why I do Zooms on Wednesdays, because you guys are sharing the picture of us all working together. A lot of people, they just want friends. They just want to be around people who understand. Like, how many of you guys before this business, you didn't have a lot of friends who can think outside the box or want more? A lot of the people that, I mean, really all my friends now are in the business, because so many of the friends that I have in my personal life, we relate on things that maybe we went through, or like being from here, but we don't have a lot of like long-term goals that are matching, right? So these are the people that I have like-minded things with. So talking about that and doing that every Wednesday, showing how you're actually working. So maybe you're sending samples and you're showing how you're packing that, but something so that people realize, oh, that's a real job, right? Because you don't want to get lazy people that think this is a get rich quick scheme. You want people that realize, oh, I have to work, but I'm willing to do it, right? And then Thursday, talk about it Thursday. So I try to do the same products. Like, you want to drill it in the head. I've never in this, once that I've been in this business, talked about every product that we have. In fact, I'd pick less than 5 and talk about those. If you talk about every product that we have, which is like nearly 60, you're going to confuse the heck out of everybody. So pick the products that you love, that you would like stand on, and that's what you talk about. And then when they're on your website, they're like, oh, what's the neck firming cream? Oh, what's the lash enhancement serum? Like that kind of thing. You can drizzle them in here and there, but have your products that people are like, oh, that's the girl that knows about coffee. Like, when people ask me questions, I've never even used the gummies, but that's one of my products now because I really like it. So it's gummies, TFX, and coffee for me right now. That's all I sell. I don't really sell that much else unless somebody's adding it on. When I'm talking to them and I'm like, what's your goal? I might add in greens or something like that. But those are, nobody's buying from me that's not buying one of those 3, right? Is that making sense? Thumbs up with that. Okay, so keeping it below 5 products, narrow it down. That's the way to go. Freedom Friday. So on Fridays, you're talking about some freedom. If you work from home, there's yours. If you get to take your kids to the park, there's yours. If you're getting to do things that you love, gardening, cooking, you have free time to do something like that, you book a vacation, that's where you're talking about this, the freedom. Because how many of you guys really all you want is like the financial freedom and the ability to do whatever you want? Like, that's what I'm trying to do, right? That's our goal here, is that we want to be able to do whatever we want to do whenever we want to do it. So talking about that freedom, even in the smallest glimpses that you get at it, you don't have to be full time to see those, right? So when you realize that maybe you work Monday through Friday and used to Saturday and Sunday, you're panicking, but now Saturday and Sunday, you're taking your kids to the park and you're still able to make money at the same time. Like, that's freedom. So talking about that's huge. Sample Saturday, I've been on a sample kick right now, which I'm going to try to do a live. I was trying to do it today, but it was chaos. So hopefully tomorrow, talking about exactly how I sell samples. But Saturdays, if you don't do it every other day, at least pick one day a week that you're selling samples. So you guys, like, in the last 2 days, I've probably made $350. Like, it's been insane of how many samples I can sell. So I'd pick a day and drill it in, because your auto shipment, like, I have so many bags of coffee right now, like this all skinny brew that I accidentally ordered. So that's why I was like, holy cow, I gotta sell samples. But if you don't want to invest in your auto shipment, if you don't have that extra money, because like when I started, I didn't have extra money to run $150 every single month. I just didn't, and so if you can invest in that and then sell those samples, you're going to probably make $250 profit. So now you're commission qualified. You've pocketed at least $100 and you've gotten that extra volume. So that's the way to go. I remember that, Kristen. And then Sunday, self-care Sunday. Do something for yourself. Take your, give me the word. What's the word? It's left my brain. Sabbath. Thank you, Madison Mouth Day. I saw it. Take your Sabbath on Sunday, take your rest day, do something with your family. I'm going to tell you guys right now, if you work 7 days a week, because I know this from experience, if you work 7 days a week all out and you don't take time to do those other things, you'll burn out, and it's going to take you a long time to recharge. That's what eventually happened to me. It took me about 3.5 years to burn out. But when I did, it took me like months to come back from that because I was just absolutely burnt out. So I don't take a full Sabbath where I'm not on my phone at all very often, but you guys will notice, like I take a day every now and then where I'm not in the chat much, where I'm just like responding to people that reach out to me. I'm not doing all the reaching out. Like I take a day where I'm present in the life of the people around me. And I highly recommend that. You know, I used to tell people like no days off, no sleep, like y'all need it or you will burn out and it's going to be miserable. So does that schedule, just give me a yes in the chat if the schedule makes sense, easy to go. Highly recommend working on that, like working based on that. It's the best way to prep for your business. It's foolproof. It works every time. Okay, so what to post? Here's how we're going to talk about. I have done in the last week, you guys would be shook at how much research I've done on Instagram and social media, trying to figure out what works and how to make it work and all that kind of stuff. And so we know that right now, like TikTok is the hot thing. You don't have to have any talent or anything. Like you can go on there and talk about anything. And like, that's what's amazing is like, you don't have to have everything perfect. And like, I've been trying to get ready, but honestly, my TikToks that I just think of on a whim when I just look like this and I'm just being myself, it works, you know? So if you're not on TikTok, I don't know what you're doing. Like everybody needs to be on there, at least get a couple videos up every day. Ideally 3, I have to post. I guess my 3 are going to be back to back to back night. But like, for example, Monday, I had the time where I recorded in every outfit. Like I took a picture, I took 4 photo shoots, and then in each outfit that I did a photo shoot with, I did 3 TikToks ready to go. So you can do it 1 day a week, get all the TikToks done if you need to do it like that and post them. Most of my TikToks are in my car. Like it can be however, but I'm telling you guys, don't miss out on TikTok. Okay. We have people who are much better at it than me that have done, can do more trainings, can answer your questions on that. So I'm not going to focus on TikTok because that's not where I'm a guru at. Like I accidentally got followers on there. So that's why I'm telling y'all to get on there. I don't even know how it works and it works for me. So anybody can do that. And like, we already know we have Jess on our team. We have other people who are better at TikTok than me. So I'm not even going to go into that, but I'm just saying that y'all need to be doing it. Like that's just the period fact on that. All right. So let's talk about Instagram. I don't know how you did either, girl, but as long as you don't have a question, we're good. So Instagram, I've been doing a ton of research on that and like what can make it work, because I kind of feel like it's a dying platform. Like it's really trying to compete with everything right now with the way like they made reels that are like TikTok. They've recently done like the group lives to be more like Clubhouse. Like they're just trying all the things. And so the algorithm has been insane. So if I'm just going to go ahead and tell you guys, if your engagement has been down in the last week, it was everybody. Like it was across the board. It was nothing that you did. If your story views went down dramatically, it was across the board. I think that when they tried to take likes off for a second, that they did something. I don't know what they did, but they did something and it was terrible. Okay. So here's what I've discovered about Instagram. And I've known this for a while, but I did more research and it just turns out that what I've always known is still the truth. So yes, that'd be perfect, Jess. So Instagram, with that, you have to have a niche. Okay. So let's put that word in the chat. On TikTok, I think even really anywhere on social media that you have, you need some kind of niche. Like people are going to come to you for a reason. Like there's some reason that they are entertained by you or motivated by you or interested in you. There's something specific. And once you find that thing, it's one of those things where like you hit the nail on the head and then you need to stay there. Like you keep going in that same spot. You don't start trying to dabble around in different things. When you find what works for you, you're going to drill it in. And the cool thing about social media is that you get to pick that. Okay. So you want to pick something that's true to you, that you love doing, so that it feels natural, so that it's not like work, so that you're not like digging through your brain like, what do I post today? I don't know what to say. When you're just being you and it's authentic and it comes from you, you don't have to do a lot of that like faking. There's going to be days where you don't feel like it just because you don't feel like doing anything, but you're not going to have that point where you're like trying to make up something, right? You're just going to be authentically you. So everybody got their 3 words, right? Just yes in the chat if you got your 3 words. We've established what we are. That's what we're posting. Okay, those are the 3 things. And this is where I kind of got lost in the sauce for a second, because how many of you guys, when your likes go down, you're like looking around, you're like, well, what's this person doing? What's she doing? That's working for her. Let me try to do that, right? How many of you guys have done that? It's easy to do. Like, I know what works and I still do it. And like, I've figured out Instagram and I still do it. And it messes me up every time. And I'm like, why do we keep doing that? Like, your algorithm tanks, your engagement goes down, and you just start looking around, right? That's not the way to go. So your words, everything that you post, every single thing on your stories, on your feed, specifically on your feed, should be those 3 words. And ideally, you're going to alternate for it. So mine's, I think I'm going to have to change mine at this rate, but right now, mine's travel, fitness, and words. And so a lot of mine right now are words, because I'm not doing much fitness and I'm not doing a ton of traveling. Oh, sorry. I was reading that from my brother. Okay, let me just talk about this week. So this week I was trying something new so that I could tell you guys about it on this, and we're going to get to that later. But on Monday, I talked about words about my personal life. So like when I say words, I mean like it's in such a way that like I hope to motivate somebody by just talking about things that happened to me, right? So I talked about my name change. And then yesterday, it's been a while since I've told my story. How long has it been since you guys have told your story to your followers? Just put it on Instagram specifically. It had been a long time for me, probably a year, like since I really dove into it. And so yesterday and today, I did it in 2 parts. I posted my story. I got a ton of good feedback from that. And then never on TikTok, a long time on Facebook. I don't remember the last time on Facebook. Okay, so I definitely get that out there ASAP. Telling your stories, how people are going to relate to you. There's so many of you who have been through things, going through things that, and you don't have to tell all the deep, dark secrets of your life, but you can dabble into it well enough for people to say, wow, like, I didn't know she went through that. And I've been through that too. You know, like you can relate to people in that way. So telling your story is huge, but alternate. So if your 3 words are, somebody put their 3 words in the chat. I'm just going to go off the first one. Food, fun, and positivity. Perfect. So Vanessa, tomorrow she's going to post her favorite recipe, a picture of her and her daughter cooking or whatever. Like we're posting that, we're talking about that. And then the next day she's going to post about her doing something fun. And then the next day she's going to post about some kind of positive inspiration. So maybe it's something that she went through that she learned something positive from. Maybe it's just a viewpoint on life. She's posting about that. And then you're going to start the cycle over. Everything you're posting are these 3 words. So Vanessa's not going to randomly post a picture of her working on a car, right? That'd be confusing for her followers. She's not going to post herself, you know, like horseback riding, talking about the technicalities of that. That's not what she's going to start doing, right? She's going to alternate on these 3 things. And that's how you're going to start building your niche. And what's going to happen is you're going to lose some followers and you're going to gain some followers, but you're going to find those people that say, ooh, that's the girl that I love. That's the girl that I follow for that reason. Like there's a woman on Instagram, Mia Ray. If you follow me, you probably know that I like her. If she randomly started posting about something other than she posts now, I would hate it. You know, I go to her page because I'm like, I want to see, I like the way she moms. I like the way she runs her business. I like her fashion. Those are the 3 things I go for. If she starts randomly posting about sports, I'm out, right? I go for those 3 things. So another one that I see is Selena's self-love, success, faith. So tomorrow I want Selena posting about self-love. So maybe she posts a body image picture and talks about that. Maybe she posts a picture of her hair and talks about that. Maybe it's something deeper about self-love. I don't know, whatever her thing is. And then the next day she's posting success. So maybe something cool that she's been able to accomplish in the business. And then the next day, faith. So maybe a story about when her faith has become useful, right? If just give me a 1 if that's making sense, if we understand, and we're sticking to that pattern. So though you're alternating every single day, you're talking about this, and it makes you get creative, but you're creative in the things that you already love to do. And that's why we took the time deciding on these words, took the time thinking about these 3 things. And if you get to the point where, like me right now, travel, fitness, words, I'm not doing a lot of traveling during the pandemic. I'm not doing a lot of fitness because I'm big right now. So it's probably a good idea for me right now to change up my 3 words for the moment. You can change them a little bit, but try to stay in that zone. Okay. Or maybe one word is getting a little bit more attention than the others, but you're posting specifically about that and you're alternating. That's on your feed. Okay. So hopefully that makes sense. That's on your feed. That's what you're posting, where people go back to. Those are the captions. Every now and then you can post one with just a fun little quote, but I really challenge you guys, like I'm challenging myself right now, is to put some thought into your caption. Ask yourself, when you post it, would someone share this, and why would they? Because that's your ultimate goal, right? You need people to share your content so that other people see it. So when you look at the picture, I'm sure it's a really good selfie. And I have to tell myself this all the time, the lyric might be cool, but nobody needs to share a selfie of me with a lyric, right? Who cares? But if it's a really solid caption that's going to resonate with people, they might share it on their story. So ask yourself when you post it, is this useful to anyone? And if it is, then go for it. Your captions might be too long for some people, but for the right person, it's going to be perfect. So if you're feeling it in your soul, post it. If it's a shorter caption, but still meaningful, post it. Anything that you feel like this could be shared because I think this might relate to somebody, that's what you want to post. Just posting to get something up there, that's when you're going to start killing your algorithm. If I posted a selfie and I can't even think of a lyric right now because my brain is absolute mush right now. But, if I post that, nobody has any reason to share that to their story unless I'm doing some kind of giveaway. So you're wanting to do something that people are wanting to share, wanting to tag their friend, wanting to send it to their friend, wanting to save to come back and read later. So hopefully that makes sense and we don't need to drill into that anymore. Yeah, so long caption, short caption, doesn't matter. Just make it meaningful, make it matter. And I think too, is just really trying to make sure, think about the content that you put out in such a way as, if this is the last piece of content that somebody sees from me, is this what I want up there? Is this a good one? When you're thinking about it like that, you're putting out much better things. So we're just kind of past the point of just posting just to post, is long story short what I'm saying in there. That's not working anymore. So that's key to that. How much to post? Right now, for me, what's working best is posting as much as I can. So I made a challenge to myself to post every day. This week, I'm not saying that's the way that it works, but I would post something every day. Okay. And that's a big challenge because that's a lot different than I've been doing. But I would say that your goal is maybe post a reel every 3 days and a feed post every 3 days. Nope, that's not what I was trying to say. A feed post 3 days out of the week, a reel 3 days out of the week, so that 6 days out of the week, at least something's going up. And then maybe Sunday you take a resty, or whatever day is your rest day. Or just keep a day in there that when you're I don't feel like it, I don't have anything, no thoughts are coming to my mind, that will be the day that you don't post, right? So just give yourself that 1 day of grace, but then at least 3 reels, at least 3 posts. So 6 days out of the week, something is going onto the feed. That's the only way you're going to grow. The not posting isn't working. So for example, let's see what I'm at now. On Monday. So on Monday, before I posted, oh, this is lit. You guys are going to love this. Well, if y'all are analytic nerds like me. So before I posted on Sunday, I was literally, with content interaction, I was negative 81%. Okay. It had been bad because I hadn't posted, hadn't had anything good to post. And now I'm at plus 56.1%. So that's almost, that's like 120% growth, 120% increase from just posting each day. That's huge. I've gained 100 followers and accounts reached has gone up 5,000. That's huge. And that's just from posting each day. So your numbers are going to vary based on how many followers you have, and as you learn to increase and as you really start nailing down that niche. If so far in your Instagram journey you've never had a niche, then you're probably going to lose a few people at first before it starts getting exponentially better. But as soon as you get rid of those people that were never going to vibe with you anyways, it's going to start growing. So that's the way that we're doing it, is posting 6 times a week, whether it's a reel or a feed post. It needs to happen. Stories, that needs to be an all day thing. Okay. So I would say once an hour, at least 10 per day is a good number to have. And with that, it's the same thing. So your first post of the day, or at least at some point during the day, they need to see your face. Okay. People need to see your face. Doesn't matter what you look like. There's filters out there that have me looking like a whole catfish in this thing. So if you don't feel like doing your makeup, do a filter makeup, like some people are against it. I'm not your girl that's against it. Like, I'm like, give me the filters, give it to me, so put on a filter, do your thing, but at some point during the day, show your face, let them hear your voice. There's so many people that I follow on Instagram that I could never relate to, because I've never even heard their voice. Like, I don't know their personality. I don't know if I would like them or not, because I can't hear their voice. And many other people don't wear makeup either. So like, you showing up authentically as yourself is going to make people more comfy. I probably wouldn't have joined with somebody, I wouldn't have, that did their makeup every day and their life was perfect and their house was clean, because mine's not, and I'm not, and I wouldn't, some people relate to them, not me, so I need people that are going to relate to this, where I can show up to a Zoom like this and not feel awkward, right? Like, that's what we all vibe here. We just show up as we are, and that works for us. So yeah, exactly. That's what filters are for. Okay. I'm just making sure I didn't miss anything. Jess is the TikTok queen. So she said she'll do a training for us soon about that, for the TikTok questions. I'm not going to answer TikTok questions because I don't know. I'm just, I don't know. So did I go over stories? Yes. So at least 10 stories a day. With that, you still need to be staying in that same niche. Okay. So you can show things that what you're doing, but we're making it more like a vlog style. Okay. So they're getting to know a little bit more behind the scenes. So I've talked about this a million times before, but your Instagram, I want you to think of it as like your own reality TV show. Okay. Your feed post is like the edited version, the final clip of the, show that ends up airing is the perfect, you got this down, that's posed, that's whatever. Your stories are like the behind the scenes, so that people are itching to see. They want to see like the bloopers, they want to see what's going on. And then we have what we call like commercial breaks. So during the day, about, I would say 2 out of 10 at least of my posts are going to be advertisements, and in a roundabout way. Maybe I'm trying to sell something offhand. Maybe I'm talking about the coffee to get customers, whatever. It's like a commercial break. So if you post something about business, then let's get a little bit of lifestyle in there. We'll go back to business, a little bit of lifestyle. You're just kind of mixing it in. Okay. Nobody wants to follow a car salesman. Nobody wants to follow a black, green, and bling. All I do is eat, breathe, and sleep raps. Nobody wants to follow that. Like, I'm just going to be real with y'all. Nobody's out here trying to see that. Okay. None of us. If we wanted that, we would follow the It Works Global account and we would see their story post. And even they have gotten a lot better about doing that. Like, you're sharing it as a real person. Okay. So let's put that in the comments. I'm a real person. Let's remember that. Okay. Let's take a deep breath and remember that we're real people. And just because you join this business, we don't need to become walking billboards. It's scary. Okay. Many new people, we do that and it scares me. So we're real people that love the products, and you just share it like that. Like, you just talk about it like you would your favorite foundation or your favorite soda or your favorite beverage of any kind. You're just talking about something that you like it because you're a real person. And that's going to work best, hands down, any time of the day. Okay, so I'm going to talk about one more thing and then we're going to open it for questions. And I know I talked fast here, but I feel like we've done the build up throughout these last 3 weeks that you guys knew where this was headed and maybe just heard one thing that get it to click and go into motion. But how to. So that's the other thing that we're going to talk about. I think I'll do a more in-depth on like making things look cleaner and neater, but right now that's not what's really popping on any social media. It doesn't have to be a matching preset anymore. Like I haven't seen that really be a thing. It's more about the actual content, which is amazing if you're someone who takes the time to put that energy into content. Because before, some of you guys had amazing captions and things, but like your picture wasn't, you know, neat and organized, and it was where if your feed didn't look like a scrapbook, people weren't following, right? We remember that little season. Now it's more like people want to see some realness because it got so overdone and perfect that people were like, whoa, like nobody wants to look at this 24/7. We want to see some real people. We want to see some problems. Give us some drama, give us some tea. Like that's what people were really ready to see, some realness. Okay. So those of you, which is pretty much everybody on our team, I feel like that's where we really thrive in, is just being real and having a lot of amazing things to share when we're just authentically ourselves. So now's our time to shine with that. Okay. So make sure your picture's clear and crisp. Let's not post blurry pictures. Let's not post things that look like they were taken from a microwave, but let's not worry so much about it being absolutely perfect. And let's worry more about the content that we're producing and asking ourselves, is this something that's going to be valuable to someone else? Because think about it. Have you guys ever watched one of these TikToks? And I'm going to end with this. And at this point, if you guys have any questions, go ahead and ask them in the chat. Have you guys ever watched TikTok? And you watch the whole video, because I watched one yesterday and he was like, you're going to take a paper towel and you're going to wet it and you're going to put dish soap on it. And then you're going to lay it over the bowl with water in it. And then you're going to put the lid on the bowl. And now you've made like a bowl with a lid on it. Like it had no point, right? Have you guys ever seen those TikToks where they take you through the whole 59 seconds and it never gets to a point? Don't be that guy. I don't want to read a whole caption to be like, what were we doing here? Right? So ask yourself, does that make sense? Like ask yourself, is this valuable? Is somebody going to read this and be glad they did? Or are they going to be like, what the hell? Like, did I just really waste a minute of my life reading this? You know what I mean? So is your content going to be for everybody? No. But just ask yourself, is it going to be valuable to one person before we're posting it? And if so, that's what we're posting, right? So if you have a beautiful picture, wait till you have something to go along with it. Target audience, how do you find mine? As in people to follow and to relate with and build genuine relationship with. So our 3 words, right? Everything we do is now going to revolve around these things. We've established our why. We've established our 3 words. Our colors are how we're like making things look a little neater. That's less important than everything else. But those 3 words, see if you can see yourself in those people. And if you can, huh, buddy? Where's my dad? They're on the pool table. Hallie, don't you dare. They're on the pool table, I believe, buddy. What was I saying? I lost my whole train of thought. I don't even know where I said. Oh, the 3 words. Okay, so asking yourself if you can see that in those people too. So if your 3 words are cooking, faith, and success, then you're going to cooking pages, right? And you're following from there. You're going to faith-based pages like sermons or whatever. You're following from there. If your thing is like, I can see Jess's face, candles, you're going to those candle pages. You're following the people like that have that interest. If Morgan, nursing, you're following those nursing pages and you're seeing other fellow nurses like that. You're finding those pages where people have things in common with you. Maybe you're following another nurse, not someone in network marketing. We're not poaching and all that, but like you're finding someone else that has similar things in common with you and following from there. But more importantly than that, we have to master working with the people that we already have. A lot of you guys have followers that you have still not related to, and you think that you don't have a warm market right now, but you just haven't shown them who you truly are. So once we do that, I feel like even with the followers you guys have right now, you're going to see a huge change in that. So hopefully that answered that question. Does anybody else have any questions or want me to elaborate on anything? Wow, it has been 40 minutes. I didn't feel like it had been that long, but I guess it has. Was anything that I said confusing, or did that all make sense? Hopefully that made some good sense and we're ready to get some content out. Okay, so here's our challenge. I'm going to go ahead and stop recording this.